lay down, and feel free, as always, if you're more comfortable with your knees bent or you need a little bit of support here with maybe a blanket under your back or under your knees, you can be knees bent or legs out long, entirely up to you. But if your knees are bent, just walk your feet a little bit wider and allow your knees to fall in. So when they're upright, we're still using quite a lot of muscles to keep them there. So just allow the knees to drop in, and then you can rest down a little bit here. And I invite you to bring one hand to your heart and one to your belly, in whichever position you're in. And just notice if you're sort of holding your arms up above the floor, are you able to drop those elbows down so they're just resting on the ground? And then close down the eyes and just settle in. So by now, you know that I always like to come to moments of stillness, especially at the start and the end of the practice, but always sort of in between different flows of the class. But it's really important, if anything, it's more important than anything else, just to spend a few moments checking in. Notice, how are you feeling? How are you really feeling? So sometimes we have this sort of, yeah, I'm okay, but is there possibly something that's bothering you? Perhaps you're just had enough of being in lockdown. Maybe you're not at home and you're having to go to work and you're a key worker. There's lots that we have to do, juggling many hats, especially as women. So just notice anything that comes up. Maybe today's a really good day and everything seems okay. And if that's the case, relish in that moment, in that emotion. So every single feeling that we have is right. There's no wrong feeling. They're just how we are and how we feel and how we sort of move and negotiate our lives. So just take a minute to really tune into how you are. And just notice how the breath gently moves the hands as you breathe in. As it moves the hands back down as you breathe out. Take a few more breaths here. Are there any places that you can really let go? Maybe you're still holding through your shoulders, even though you perhaps feel relaxed. Is there that little bit more of a release that you can take? And perhaps this time breathing in through the nose and piercing the lips and blowing out through the mouth, like you're blowing candles out. Maybe they can be celebration candles for who you are. So breathe in again if you haven't already, and then take that breath out. Let's do one more together. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lovely. From here, if your knees are bent, just allow your body to perhaps stretch out. And if you notice that by stretching both legs out it's a bit niggly in the lower back, you can keep one leg bent. And we're going to stretch the same arm first of all as that leg. So I'm doing right arm, right leg. It doesn't really matter, we can switch. So just notice breathing in. As you breathe in, just see if you can create that length, like you're reaching through your fingers and your toes. And then exhale, maybe you bring that knee back in, foot to the floor, and then take it to the other side. Or you can have the legs out long, your choice. Holding here, taking another breath, finding that length. And then exhale. We're going to switch a few times here. So moving with the breath, inhale to reach. Exhale, returning that hand and possibly that leg, and then take it to the other side. Inhale. Exhale. So just move with your breath. Again, if there's anywhere that you want to hold and take an extra stretch, then you can. Notice how one side feels compared to the other. Do one more on each side. And then coming back to center. We're now going to switch, so we're going to do opposite arm and opposite leg. So I'm going to send the right leg away and the left arm up. Take a stretch. And then coming back and switching, opposite arm, opposite leg. Just notice how this can feel different, especially across the tummy, the abdomen. You can get a bit more of a stretch coming across. Just keep switching with the breath. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling back. One more. And then coming back through center. From here, bend the knees, bring the feet to the floor if they're not already, and send that right leg up towards the ceiling. Bring your hands behind the right leg and just see if you can gently draw this leg a little bit closer. So imagine you're trying to get your knee towards your nose. And again, don't force anything. You can take some movement here with the foot. Take a breath. And then bending at that right knee and crossing that ankle over the left thigh. Just using this right hand, just open that right knee out a little bit more. So we're externally rotating through this right hip. Take a breath, breathing into this hip space. And then slowly lifting that left foot off the ground and interlace the hands behind the thigh. And here you can take a gentle wiggle from side to side, so just a gentle rock. You can flex through both feet, but particularly that foot that's crossed over. And just notice by rocking, can you feel the stretch a bit more in that right leg, in that right glute? Take another breath. And then simply come back and release. Send that right foot up towards the ceiling and then pushing the heel away. You're going to push it all the way down towards the floor. From here, hover that heel so it's not coming all the way down and touching. Hover that right heel off the ground. Notice if you're really flexing through that foot and causing a bit more of extension in the knee. So you can soften a little bit, reaching through the hands. And now exhale, lift up the head and the shoulders and lift the right leg up towards you. So you're really reaching with the hand. Try not to crunch through the neck so you create a bit more space here. Inhale, release back down. Again, just trying to keep that heel hovering. Exhale, lifting up. Gaze up towards the toes. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, coming up. So just come as far as is comfortable. Don't force anything. Moving again with the breath. We exhale to draw everything in, navel towards spine. And we inhale to take that breath, that length. A few more here. And then keeping that foot, that left foot on the ground and that left knee bent. We're going to lift that right foot up again, reaching. And then bring your hands back behind you. And then this time, just lift the leg up, keep the hands where they are. And see if you can rock all the way up. Okay, so just notice what goes on. If you didn't quite make it, you might want to roll back down. You can take a bit more space with this left leg if you need to. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, rolling back down. Inhale here. Reaching the arms. Exhale, coming up. Using that breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale, rolling back down. So this left leg is staying where it is, and you're just moving with the breath. So you don't have to bring the arms up. They can be where they are, and you're just using that exhale to really rock you up. Inhale here. Exhale, take a breath. Notice, flex through that foot. Inhale, reach. Exhale, roll back. Release the hands, bend into this right knee and just give this right leg a little bit of a squeeze. And so just notice maybe that little movement there ignited a bit of energy. And then release the right foot down to the ground. Keep the right foot where it is and send the left leg up towards the ceiling. So again, just take a few circles here with the foot, just noticing how this side feels. So this side feels really tight for me. I can really feel it in the back of my legs all the way up to my hamstrings. So just notice how this feels. Flexing and pointing the foot. And then crossing left ankle over that right knee. Flex through that left foot. And just use your left hand to just open that knee out a little bit wider. Relax through the shoulders. Breathe into this hip. Lifting the heel of that right foot and then lifting the foot off the floor and drawing the hands behind the thigh or the shin, your choice, and just start to pull the legs towards the body. And again, just start to rock from side to side. Get a little bit of movement. Notice if you're opening up through the throat here, can you tuck that chin slightly? Stretch here. Feel free to pause if you find a space and you think, I can really feel it there. Then just pause there and just take a couple of breaths. Send that awareness of the breath to the area that you can feel. Particularly paying attention to that exhale. And then coming back to center, release the right foot down to the ground, send the left leg up. Just take a moment here, maybe pulling that left leg a little bit closer towards the body, getting that nice stretch. And then exhale, lower that left foot down towards the ground. Heel is hovering. Reach your arms up above the head. Exhale, lifting head and chin off the floor. Leg comes back in, arms reach up towards the foot. And then inhale again, lengthen. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lengthen. You can point or flex through that left leg, it's your choice. Just moving with the breath. As you exhale, really pulling that navel back towards the spine. Notice as you move here, maybe you get a little bit closer towards that leg as we're stretching through. Two more. And then we're going to hold on this last one just for a breath, breathing out, breathing in, and then release that left leg down, allowing the heel to hover. And this is where we're going to get this movement, this rocking motion to come back up. So you know what to expect here. So you can take the arms behind you. You can move slowly if you want to. So you can inhale here, exhale, start to come up. So just notice, so for me, there was no way I was coming up. So lifting that leg, inhale, exhale, rock. Coming up, inhale, come back. Exhale, coming up. So really inviting that movement through the body. Use your center. Use a little bit of momentum, but a lot of strength here. A couple more. Let's do one more, rolling back. Exhale, coming up. And here we're going to stay. So release that right foot, send both legs long. Center yourself on the mat if you want to shake out those legs and give the legs a little bit of a rub, maybe just shaking the feet off side to side. Really nice movement for the hips. This is lovely lying down as well. They use this foot shaking in trauma yoga therapy. So it's like it's a ripple through the body, and you can have a really good release physically, but also emotionally. Just notice how everything feels. Notice how the legs might be awake here. Dig those heels into the ground. You can bring your knees up as far as you want to. Bending into those knees, and then inhale, open up through your chest. Reach those arms up, and then exhale, folding forwards. And just allow your hands to be wherever. Maybe you reach for the feet, maybe the shins, or maybe you wrap the arms around your shins, and then you can soften through the feet if you want to, or keep them active, your choice. And just take a couple of breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. It's like coming into your own little cave. Feel free, if you want to bring the feet to the ground, you can also. So don't feel like they have to be active here, your choice. Just helps to stretch out the legs. And then inhale, rolling back up. Release the feet to the ground. Bring them a little bit closer, but you've still got space here. Now we're going to move through a movement, thinking cat and cow. Okay, so the hands are on the knees. You can keep the knees together, but I quite like to inhale, open the legs slightly. So I will face you. It's not the most glamorous of poses, but you're here. So we inhale, we start to open a little bit, opening up through the chest. And then exhale, draw the legs towards each other, rounding through, dropping back through the spine. Okay, so we inhale, open, sit up tall, exhale, rounding through, chin to chest. You can really lean back here if you want to. Inhale, open, allow the feet to roll out if you want a bit more space. Exhale, rounding through. And again, inhale, open. Exhale, rounding through. And just move with your breath now. Notice how everything switches on. 2 more. Last one. Coming up, bringing the soles of the feet together and just bringing the heels a little bit closer now towards your center. And from here, either holding onto the ankles or the shins. And again, just take that length. Close your eyes. Imagine there's a piece of string on the top of your head that's gently lifting your spine just a little bit taller. Not so much so that we're causing any tension or resistance here, but this kind of lightness. And on your next exhale, just gently folding forwards. Now you might only fold a tiny little bit and you can rest your elbows on those thighs. Maybe you can come forward a little bit more, and again you can start to rest the elbows on the inside of the knees and using that gentle weight of the arms to just push the hips a little bit wider. And again, just listen to your body. Not forcing anything here. Breathing nice and deep. One more breath. And then slowly rolling back up. Send the legs out long again. Taking a little shake off. And then we're going to bend the left foot in and then allow, or left knee in, and then allow that left knee to drop open. So again, find your position. You can always put a blanket underneath your hips if you need to. You can move any fleshy bits out of the way so you can feel your sit bones on the floor. Have a bit of awareness in this right foot, so just flex through the toes. This left foot, again, don't worry too much, but if you're able to bring it in line with the knee or further up, depending on what's comfortable, and then just focus here. Again, maybe bringing that left hand and just guiding that left knee down a little bit, and feel free if you want to pad out this leg to have a bit more support there. Okay. So from here, again, soft bend in that right knee if you need to, and then reach the arms up. Inhale, take up space here. We're going to hold the arms up for a breath, breathing out, breathing in, again, reaching, and this time breathing out, folding over this leg. And again, reaching as far as you can. Maybe hands come to the either side of the leg, maybe you're resting here. Maybe you can reach your foot and you're here. Wherever you are, take a couple of breaths. Really focusing on that exhale to release a little bit more. Find softness. Finding that acceptance. Sometimes we feel we should be somewhere else in this pose. Just accept where you are. And then breathing in and coming all the way back up. From here, lifting this left knee up, keeping that left foot on the ground. We're going to wrap this right arm around the left knee and bring the left hand behind you. So for me, this is probably my favourite one to come to because it's almost like you're giving yourself a little bit of a hug. But if you want to bring the elbow on the inside and open up a bit more, then you can. But maybe you take a bit more of a gentle twist. So again, find that length, try and soften through the elbows. Without even realising, we start to pull them up. Maybe you walk the hand further away from the body just to release through the shoulder. Take a breath. Inhale again. Exhale, maybe you can twist a little bit more. And then exhale, coming back through center. Send that left leg long. Again, just take a moment to shake off and then bring that right foot in. And from here, again, feel free to pad out the knee as we open up here. Right foot comes to the inside of this leg. And then find space. So especially when we slow it down in these restorative practices, if we come here and just delve straight in, the body needs a few moments to go, okay, we're in this pose now. Okay, I can start to relax through the hips. Where do I need to be? It's just allowing our body and brain the time to send those little signals here. On your next inhale, reach your hands up. Exhale to stay. Inhale, reach again. Maybe there's a little bit more length here. And then exhale, folding over this leg. And again, you can have a bend in this knee if you need to. Maybe that works better for you on this side. And just place your hands wherever they're comfortable. Maybe inhaling again, creating that length with the heart, with the chest. And then exhaling, allowing your body to gently fall down towards the leg, where we'll stay and take a couple of breaths. Take one more. And then inhale, slowly make your way back up. Lifting this right knee, crossing the right foot over. And again, just arriving here. And then wrapping this left arm around the right knee and bringing the right hand behind you. Arriving in this twist. Taking a breath. Find some gentle movement through the head. Maybe taking the twist a little bit deeper. Relaxing through the face and the shoulders. Inhale again. Exhale, release. Okay, from here we're going to roll over, come onto our hands and our knees. Just coming down into our tabletop position, and feel free, if you want to pad out the knees with the blanket, you can. Placing the hands on the floor. And feel free to take up a bit more space with the hands if you want to. Coming into this neutral spine. So we have awareness, gazing down at the space between the hands. Take a full breath. Inhale, drop the tummy, gazing forward, shoulders roll back. Breathe into that lower back, openness through the chest. And then exhale, rounding through, taking our cow pose, chin to chest. Two more, breathing in, moving through the spine. I apologise about my hair. I haven't got a hair tie on me. And then coming back into cat. One more. Inhale back to neutral. Gaze forward slightly, walk the hands forward, and then exhale, lower all the way down onto the belly. Take a breath here. Exhale, maybe releasing the forehead to the mat. Bring the hands back in line with the ribs. Inhale, rolling up. So moving like through cobra as you lift the hips, rolling back, hips come back towards the heels. Taking an extended child's pose. Inhale, rolling forwards, keeping it low. Exhale, lower the pelvis, the hips back down. Inhale, rolling up. As you do, lifting the hips and coming back, keeping the knees on the floor. Inhale, coming forward, very low to the ground, coming up into our cobra or up dog. Exhale, lowering down to the floor. One more. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, rolling back. And inhale, coming all the way forward again. And releasing down onto the belly. As you come down onto the belly, just bring the hands underneath the head. And then just shake those hips off from side to side. Just a gentle rock through the pelvis. Taking a breath. Inhale again. Exhale. Bringing the hands back underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes. Rolling back up. Send those hips back. And then send the hips up towards the ceiling. Coming into our downward facing dog. And take a moment here in our down dog. You can pedal the feet, you can stretch, maybe you cross one foot over the other and start to lean back so you can cross one foot at the calf and pushing back a little bit more in that leg and then switching to the other side. Just taking that stretch. Couple more breaths here. And then bending the knees, walking the hands back towards the feet. Bring the heels towards the ground and coming into our forward fold at the back of our mat. Take a gentle sway. Lovely. Back to center, soften through the knees, hands come to the top of the feet, tuck the chin and slowly rolling all the way up. Head and shoulders are the last thing to lift and arrive here. Notice, how does this feel? We spent a long time on the floor. Maybe there's this real sense of groundedness through the feet. Maybe this heaviness through the legs. It's amazing how we slow things down. We end up a little bit more rooted here. Okay, then we're slowly going to walk to the center of the mat. Just take a moment to arrive here. You're going to bring your left foot behind your right foot. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, just gently stretching over towards the right. Full breath. Inhale, coming back to center, keep the feet where they are, and then slowly rolling down. Notice both feet on the floor. Are you able to wiggle the feet so that the big toes are in line with each other? And then coming into this fold. Feel that stretch through the leg, through this left leg. And then inhale, slowly rolling back up. Test the balance here. The mind finds this a little bit complicated, and then we're going to unravel. And again, going on to the other side. So from here, we're going to step the right foot behind the left. Don't worry about keeping those feet level at the moment. And then inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, just stretching over towards the left, bumping the hips to the right. See if you can extend here. So it's quite easy to sort of drop into the legs. Can we find that length? Inhale, coming back to center. And then exhale, just allow your hands, your body, just to gently cascade down to the floor. And then check out the feet. Are you able to bring the toes, the big toes in line with each other, and then folding over the legs? Breathing deep. One more breath. And then inhale, slow roll up through the spine. Coming back to center, unravel the legs. And we're going to step to the front of our mat. And we're going to repeat that one more time, but we're going to add on here. So again, bringing this left foot behind the right. Maybe this time they can be in line so you can shuffle back if you need to. And then inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, reaching over towards the right, hips bump to the left. Find that space. And then coming back through center, exhale, folding forwards. Again, take a breath here, feel this stretch. You're then going to come forward onto the fingertips, lifting this left leg back up, bringing the left knee in towards your chest. So you're like in a hovering flamingo pose. And then send that left foot back long so you can reach through that leg first. And then on your next exhale, lower that left foot down to the ground, lower the left knee. So the reason why we take that left leg long first is so that we can get quite a wide stretch here, quite a long stretch. If you need to walk that right foot forward a bit more, then do, and drop those hips down. So we're really breathing into this left hip. Come onto the top of that left foot and take a breath here. Breathing deep. Wiggle the body, the head from side to side. Feel free if you want to take some neck circles or some half circles here. And then inhale, shifting those hips back, coming into our half splits. Maybe wiggle that right foot forward just a little bit so you can have a bit more of a stretch here. And then lift those right toes and stretching into this right thigh. So for me, I'm going to take my foot a little bit further forward. Okay, so I'm not going to come into full splits, but it's just trying to see how much of a stretch we can get into this leg. This leg doesn't have to be locked, it can still be bent. Inhale, find that length first. Exhale, gently folding over. Feel that stretch again. Imagine you're trying to pull this right heel back towards your body. Everything is switched on. The top of this left foot is pushing down. Try and soften through the hands, the shoulders. Full breath. Inhale, come back up. If you walk that foot forward, slide it back a little bit and then drop the hips down again. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, reaching through the arms. Bring your hands to touch. Interlace the fingers and then keep the index fingers pointing and the thumbs across, coming into our Kali Mudra. Now, Kali Mudra is strong and fierce. Okay, you could look up Kali Goddess after the class and have a little read about her. Okay, so she can be quite feared by many, but actually she's powerful and determined and has those morals and those strengths that just come through. So just be strong here, really stretching, maybe now dropping those hips down again. We're not leaning back, we're keeping the gaze forward, really stretching into the legs. Full breath. Exhale, release the hands down. Framing this foot, step that right knee back to join the left. Coming forward, lower all the way down to the floor. Inhale, cobra, or maybe pushing up a little bit high, straightening through the arms, coming into up dog. Tucking those toes, rolling through the body, coming back into our down dog. Take a breath. Breathing nice and deep. Drawing that navel in again towards the spine. Keeping that sort of up and in, feeling through the tummy, through the pelvic floor. You can soften through the knees here if you want to. And then bend into the knees, look forward and slowly make your way up to the front of your mat, coming into a forward fold. This time, holding on to the opposite elbow, really bend into the knees. Maybe your tummy can come to the thighs, tucking the head in, almost like you're coming into a little ball. Take a breath. Inhale again. Exhale, release the hands, and as you start to inhale, rolling all the way up. Exhale, arrive in your mountain. Strong. Maybe you can feel those legs. Lots going on, different sensations through the body. We're going to go on to the other side. So we're going to cross the right foot behind the left. Find this position first, find this balance. And then inhale, take the arms up, float them up. And then maybe holding on to that right wrist with the left hand and just reaching over towards the left side. Bumping the hips to the right. Inhale, coming back up. Release the hands as you exhale, folding forwards. Again, can you bring the feet in line? So maybe either moving left foot forward slightly or back slightly, whichever you need to do. Take a breath here. Using that exhale to fold a little deeper. And then inhale. Come up slightly onto the fingertips. And then lifting this right foot, draw it in towards your nose. So you're rounding through into our flamingo. And then send it back behind you. Just reach with that foot first. Find that extension. A nice soft bend in this left leg. And then send that right foot back and lower the right knee down to the floor. Arrive here. Again, if you feel like you want to take it a little bit further, you can use your foot and your knee to walk this right foot back. And then come on to the top of that right foot. Drop those hips down. Relax through the shoulders. So really allow the shoulders to draw back and down. Anchor through the top of that foot. Feel the stretch in that right thigh. And then inhale, start to roll the hips back. Walk the hands back slightly and maybe you wiggle that left foot forward, getting more of a stretch here. So you decide how far you want to take this left leg. So quite often we keep it where it is, but maybe you decide to walk it forwards a little bit more. Anchor through the top of that back foot. Lifting the toes, the leg starts to straighten. Have a soft bend in that left knee. Inhale, create that space. Exhale, folding over this leg. And notice if you're sort of bumping the hips off to the right. See if you can level the hips, folding over. It might be that you're on your fists, maybe you're on a couple of blocks. Wherever you are, breathe. Imagine it's your chest that's reaching down towards this leg, flexing through that left foot, drawing this left heel back. Feel that stretch. And then inhale, walking the hands back. And if you need to, draw this foot back just a little bit so you can come back to this lunge where we're dropping the hips down. So take another breath here. Breathing deep. Feel that stretch through the groin in front of that right leg. And then inhale, coming up. So come up first of all, interlace the fingers. Reaching index fingers, so coming back to this Kali Mudra, arrive here, find this length first, adjust the feet however you need to find that stability. Relax through the face, and on your next inhale, reach a little bit taller with the hands, then exhale, sink those hips down. Again, we're keeping the gaze forward, not coming into a back bend here, so looking after our lower back. It's all about the legs and the length this evening. So breathe, take another breath. Find some softness through those shoulders, strong. And then exhale, release the hands down. Bringing that left knee back, walking the hands forward, lowering your chest down to the floor. Bringing the forehead down to the mat. From here, reaching the hands back, so bend into the knees. Reach the left hand back, perhaps you can hold on to this left foot. And then perhaps the right hand can hold on to the right foot, maybe on the outside, or you can flip it and hold on the inside. Wherever you are, find your comfortable position. And then on your next inhale, push your feet into your hands. So we inhale, we push the feet back into the hands, rolling up, only coming as far as you're happy to. You can keep the gaze down towards the front of the mat. Just see if you can lift those thighs away from the floor. Take a full breath, inhale. Exhale, release. Release the hands. Allow the feet to come back down to the floor. Inhale, rolling up. And just allow the hips to come all the way back into a child's pose. So our bow pose is quite a big back bend. So just coming here, allowing the body to relax in this counter pose. Couple more breaths. Breathing into the back of the body. Feel that breath expand you. Feel the body soften as you breathe out and release. Inhale, slowly rolling up. And then from here, we're going to spin onto our bottoms and come back down onto our backs. So lying back on the floor, and just take a moment to arrive here. Breathing deep. Tapping into that ocean breath, Ujjayi breaths, where we have a slight restriction in the throat. So breathe in and out through the nose. Your legs are out long, bring the feet back down to the ground so the knees are bent. We're going to send that right leg up towards the ceiling again, and then cross that right ankle over the left thigh. Lifting through that left leg, and again just drawing this left knee in towards the chest. Take a squeeze, you can wiggle through the feet. Then keeping the legs where they are, release the hands and just allow the legs to fall over towards the left side. So your left foot might come down to the ground and you can keep this right foot might come down to the ground and this left knee can stay open, or you can allow yourself to come over into more of a twist. So it's your choice here. You can take a bit more of a restorative twist and the gaze can go towards the right side, or you can allow that left leg just to roll. And if none of this feels comfortable, unravel the legs and come back here. And here we're going to take 5 breaths. Just settle in with your breath, the position that you're in. Using those exhales to relax through the thighs and through the rest of the body. In your own time, you can slowly unravel those legs and roll back to center. And then extend that left leg up. Take a little wiggle with the foot, and then crossing the left ankle over the right thigh. And again, lifting the right foot off the ground. And just spend a moment here, just stretching, breathing, releasing. If you haven't already, close down your eyes. And then release the hands, keep the legs where they are. Keep those eyes closed. And just allow your knees, your hips to gently roll towards the right side. Just allow your body to get into a position that is comfortable for you. And then maybe you turn the head in the opposite direction. And breathe here. Slowly unravel, bringing yourself back to center. Maybe you put something a little bit warmer on, grab your blanket, you can take a stretch, anything you need. And then coming into our Shavasana, our relaxation. So lying on your mat. And again, if lying down on your back isn't comfortable, you can always take a fetal position lying on your side. Maybe lying on your front. So wherever you're comfortable. surviving this position. Maybe you take up more space this evening. And again, asking that question, that self-inquiry. How do you truly feel? How do you feel after this restorative practice? Not as restorative as the yoga chill used to be. But there's those elements, those really soft pauses of acceptance. That's a big word, acceptance. Accepting the situation that we're in. Accepting who we are as a person. And there can be lots of expectations that perhaps we think others have about us. But I think it's the expectations that we have on ourselves. And sometimes they're really positive. They're there and they do good. And they help us to strive for things and to be more focused, and remembering that the world is, the universe is there for us all. And we can manifest all the things that we desire. But sometimes that acceptance gets a little bit muddled when our expectations are possibly not great about ourselves, those feelings we have, or whether we've let ourselves down, or we're not flexible enough, we're not slim enough. There's all these things that come up, and actually it's just as we are, which is perfect, perfectly imperfect. So accept who you are, relish in the idea of this is me, and you can repeat to yourself, this is me, and be happy for who you are. As we breathe deeply and consciously here, taking a few moments in silence. This is me. full breath out through your mouth. 2 more. Last one. Get some movement through the body. Maybe gently lifting the corner of your mouth and have a little smile. Reach. And then rolling over onto one side. And slowly making your way back up into a seat. Bring your hands together at your heart. I will end the practice from me to you. Enjoy the rest of your evening, the rest of your day.